Hi everyone, so today we're going to be having an introduction to medical/healthcare informatics, and I'm sure if you're taking this class you have a slight idea about what medical informatics is, but for now just take a moment to think about what it entails with the knowledge you have of the course at this moment. If you're thinking medical informatics or health informatics is simply integrating numbers into a database, you have to think bigger than that because it is actually much more than that, as healthcare informatics is a growing field because it integrates information science, computer science, and healthcare to ultimately open new doors to when it comes to incorporating technology into healthcare. And as the field is growing, it's starting to revolutionize the flow of the clinical setting in that it makes things more efficient by connecting people, technology, and data to improve healthcare outcomes and patient safety by supporting innovation in new interfaces, such as like apps that allow people with rheumatoid arthritis to track their flares and their symptoms, which will later be discussed in this video. And some notable implications that medical informatics has had is the impact on the clinical setting. And with clinical implications, this includes using technology to influence forms of data collection, and healthcare informaticists are people who are trained in analyzing this data and synthesizing it for a better patient experience. And this is seen in the initiatives that are starting to develop, but although these initiatives are starting to develop, there's a cost-benefit situation when they're implemented. But if they are implemented, it may start to enhance healthcare in the long run.
Though many health informatics success stories can focus on smaller scale situations in a clinical setting, many of its positive influences are long-term and more big picture than just one client's or even just one clinic's overall experiences. As data collection begins to grow within the clinical setting, public health figures can begin to use this information to make informed decisions when making policies. The work done in the field of health informatics helps increase the amount of data being collected and also helps ensure that the analysis of this data is being streamlined and can be effectively utilized down the line. Being armed with more meaningful data than before means that these public health figures can move forward more effectively when making policies. But despite all the advancements to the field that health informatics may bring, there are of course always many obstacles that will spawn with the introduction of a new field. One of the main ones can be resistance to change. With health informatics, inevitably comes demand for change from the patients involved. For example, if the clients are required to enter the occurrence of certain notable events into an app for data collection, different negative attitudes may result. People can become apprehensive when it comes to incorporating something new into their lives, especially if the benefits of those activities are not immediately noticeable. In order for health informatics to succeed, initiatives must be done properly to avoid any patient or public mistrust.
One success story within health informatics involves the EHR, also known as the Electronic Health Record. Not only has this system made a huge impact in the medical staff and hospitals, but also the lives of patients suffering with something called retinoid arthritis. The University of Manchester's team designed an app which allowed the patients to track their symptoms every day for 3 months and how it affected them in their daily lives. During their outpatient visits with their physicians, they were able to summarize all of this in the EHR, and it was found that the app actually captured a lot of flare-ups that could have been missed when it was just a face-to-face consultation. This also allowed really good communication between the doctor and the patient, in that they were able to figure out the problem within their app without having to neglect it or forget anything. One implication, though, that I found was that this lack of knowledge of technology for some, as many elder people are not really able to work an app like this and might not be able to input all of their own symptoms, and can be as a disability for them because they're not really able to work the app.
Also, another technological development involving smartphones that has been surfacing in the clinical setting is the Poppet, which provides support to people taking their rheumatoid arthritis medications. This app is made to help them monitor their pill taking with their smartphone and alert them the patients if they have forgotten to take their medication, or as well as remind them to take their medication for that day. This ensures them to have a consistent treatment plan for their arthritis. Although having some type of reminder can always be helpful for patients, the question at hand is also how can the average consumer of this application be certain that it is accurate for their pill tracking? There are always some drawbacks to new technology, however it appears that the benefits continue to outweigh the drawbacks. A similar project that popped up after the pill tracking was allowing patients to capture disease activity on their smartphones and use machine learning to plan out an effective treatment plan. With all this technology can come out a lot of uncertainty for the patient, but I think with the correct coordination and planning from the managerial positions, it will definitely benefit the populations in the clinical settings in the long run.